What's going on, Jerome's? It's Saturday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So first off, the Netflix documentary, Receiver. It's pretty damn fantastic. Justin Jefferson starring. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Plus, I feel like all five of them, just in frustration, just say F. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Right? Old Faithful, just the F-bomb. Fantastic. But so I didn't like the way that they framed the narrative around Jefferson's contract, his injury, and then they interjected a lot of sports media jabronis saying that, hey, maybe Jefferson should sit. I have a pulled hamstring. I'm not coming back until I have a new contract. And that was a sentiment that a lot of people had, where I feel like there's a little bit of straw manning, because I feel like a lot of the media, a lot of the even some fans were just putting words in Jefferson's mouth. It's like, oh, he's not coming back because he's waiting on his contract now. It's kind of dumb. But Jefferson talked about, not coming back until he gets a contract, or trying to lose games on purpose to improve draft stock. And fans may want it. It will never happen. Players will never lose on purpose. Coaches will never coach to lose on purpose. It ain't going to happen. Look at Brian Flores. Allegedly, he was offered like $100K a game to lose on purpose. Never going to happen. Too much pride. Too much. You don't get to the NFL by losing on purpose. I'm sorry. Right. And the only way an organization can do it is if they field a weak inside intentionally. Right. It's full on the movie Major League, blah, blah, blah. But Jefferson talking about it. Quote, no one in this game can ever tell me to not play or to tank the season or to do any of that other stuff, because I'm not that type of person. I want to play. I love the game of football. I want to be the best. And Jefferson, even when the season was lost at the end of it, he was still out there grinding. And personal goals, getting over 1K, which he certainly did because he got to play the Lions twice. Jefferson is so. I used to have this honor that was bestowed upon players that were all heart, all hustle, gave everything that they had. They would play in a parking lot for $10 and a ham sandwich. Everson Griffin was one of them. Justin Jefferson is certainly another. I'm trying to think of another one. No, we got to keep it rare. We got to keep it rare. So just those two for now. Also. Shakespeare after writing a play. That's how you make an effing play. A lot of sonnets going on. Although, I'm a big fan of conspiracy theories. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the theory that Shakespeare didn't write any of his works, but they just used him as a front man, and it was just either someone who didn't want the attention, someone who couldn't have the attention, or it was an amalgamation of a couple of writers. I kind of like that, man. It's good times. Also good times is, so it's been kind of weird, the media over the summer, because I feel like summer is a slow period, especially for football-focused media. But the Rich Eisen show is cranking out work. NFL Network introduced a couple new shows where they usually would have a break and just show old Super Bowls and stuff. But it's interesting. So, but long story longer, Albert Breer, NFL Insider, Sports Illustrated, was on the Rich Eisen show, and he was talking about the Vikings quarterback situation. And Bert said this, quote, I think the better Sam Darnold plays, the better situation becomes for J.J. McCarthy. And it's a point that we've made before. I feel like Kevin O'Connell's grand plan is to have McCarthy redshirt this season, because you think about it, he's only 21 years young. He's only played 3 seasons of college football, 2 as a starter, and he does need work. He's got all the talent in the world. He's going to work hard. He's going to bust his ass, first in the building, last to leave, and all those intangibles are great, but wouldn't it be even better to have him learn the entire playbook, where it's almost muscle memory by year 2, where he learns how to be a pro's pro, all of these soft skills that go into being a professional, and being able to learn that without the added weight and pressure of having to start right away. And ironically, Darnold had that in 2018 with the Jets when he was the number 3 overall pick, just thrown to the Wolves like every single Jets quarterback, right? But I think absent McCarthy just coming in and ripping Ish up, I think O'Connell's ideal plan is to have him sit for a year, and that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. And with Sam Darnold, like if he comes in, because he's got all the tools. There's a reason why he was number 3 overall. And with O'Connell and his guy Josh McCown and the weapons and Darisaw and the running game and Flores defense, like everything is set up for Darnold to succeed. And if he can't succeed here, he was never going to work out, right? And for the Vikings, the perfecto situation that we've talked about. Darnold balls out to the point where he does have trade value. He is a free agent, obviously 1-year deal, but the Vikings, they have the cap space. They can franchise tag and they can trade him. Now, if franchise tags, like they never do like the whole match the offer sheet, get 2 first-round picks. That never happens, right? But could the Vikings franchise tag Darnold and then work out like a 2nd and a 4th, 2nd and a 5th, somewhere in there? Yes. I mean, that's exactly what happened with the Vikings and Unique the Freaking Ngakoue in 2020. That's what happened with cornerback L'Jarius Sneed going from the Chiefs to the Titans this last offseason. So, yeah, I think that would be the ideal world, and then hand the keys off to J.J. McCarthy. Or the ultimate one, say Sam Darnold is comeback player of the year. Maybe he's even in the MVP race. Maybe he plays like a top 5 to 7 quarterback, and then the Vikings have a decision. Like, do they tag and trade Darnold for a mint? Or do they roll with Sam Darnold for maybe they just straight up franchise tag him and then see what happens in 2025? I don't know. But lots of good things certainly could happen by Sam Darnold playing well. So this one made me laugh. So I need to preface this. Now, this isn't one of those passive-aggressive things where you say nice things and then you throw someone underneath the bus. It really isn't, because I really do have a lot of love and respect for Judd Zulgad. I think that he's fantastic in the market. By the way, Judd used to be the Strib Packers beat writer. I always love bringing that up. But he's very well-rounded in sports. He's fantastic in hockey. But I didn't like this angle. All right, so Purple Persuasion put this up. According to Judd Zulgad, he heard rumblings that the Vikings liked quarterback Michael Penix Jr. over quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Quote, I heard rumblings on Penix that the Vikings did love him and they liked his arm and they liked him more than McCarthy, end quote. Now, there's a couple things here. I don't like it because this is perfectly hedged, right? Because it's unprovable. Right, because outside of getting someone from the scouting department on sodium pentothal or true serum, like you're never going to get like the true poop, right? And also, like we said, it's unprovable. So you could just float that out there, and because it's unprovable, it can't be unproven, right? And of course, given the Vikings, obviously going to say that McCarthy was the numero uno guy, just like the commies are going to say Jane Daniels was their number 1 guy, Drake May, Patriots number 1 guy, Penix and the Falcons number 1, Bo Nix was the Broncos number 1 guy, right? So that's what happens there. And also, what's the point? I mean, sure, Penix certainly had that upside, a little bit older of a prospect. You were worried about the ACLs, you were worried about the shoulders, even though he was pretty healthy his 2 seasons in Washington. But like I like Penix. Like I was in. I know that people held his national title game against Michigan against him, but Michigan was just a juggernaut. And also, ironically, like people held McCarthy's national title game against him because he didn't have to do much. Because every time you hand the ball off to a running back and he runs for a 70-yard touchdown, that's a pretty good offense. Like you don't really need to throw and pad your stats just to say, like, thump in your chest, and be like, I'm the man. No, the man wins. That's what McCarthy does, man. So if Penix had fallen to the Vikings at 11 before they trade up to take McCarthy at 10, I'm fine with that. But, of course, Penix. Penix, I think, is going to be a talent because so we've made the joke before, but it's still kind of funny to me. But all Kirk Cousins has to do to win over the Falcons fan base is to beat out a left-handed quarterback named Michael, who does have some wheels. I mean, Penix ran the 40 at his pro day, and also has a rocket left arm. Other than that, in Atlanta. So good luck with all that, man. I butchered that, but also I don't care. It's kind of late. But yeah, I mean, also, like, what is the point? Like, what does this accomplish other than just stir the pot a little bit and sort of try to discredit J.J. McCarthy? And if McCarthy somehow, some way doesn't work out, you can just be like, "Oh, I told you that they love Penix. They want the big Penix energy." Nah. But also, who cares? I mean, hell, they could have said, well, they wanted Bo Nix, except he wasn't available. Baloney. So dumb. Also sort of dumb. So I understand that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but it's almost like they're doing side quests of like, hey, how bad of receivers can we give Patrick Mahomes and he still wins, right? And so at the the Pro-Am golf tournament that everyone's at right now, Eric Stonestreet, Modern Family actor, as well as huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, hardcore, like diehard. So I respect Chiefs fans that go way back. So Stonestreet, I think John Hamm is no, I don't think it's John Hamm might be a Rams fan. I don't know, but Ted Lasso, Jason Sudeikis, like the guys that go way back with their fandom before the Chiefs got good. A lot of Johnny-come-latelys, bandwagon fans, ain't about that. But Stonestreet was talking with Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen, wearing the Unreal Co. golf polo. That looks really good. I mean, so you could wear that at the golf course. You could wear that to the office. You could wear that to a wedding. You could wear that to, I don't know, gender reveals. Or you could just not show up because, anyways. But so Stonestreet was asking Thielen, who was a free agent last year after the Vikings cut him, before ultimately signing a 3-year deal with the Panthers. Stonestreet, so he's talking about how he wanted him on the Chiefs, didn't work out, and the Panthers play the Chiefs this year. How excited are you to go to KC and show them what a real receiving core looks like? I think that's going to be more about Xavier Leggett, but nah. Thielen, I was trying to go there to Kansas City, but they didn't want me. Now, I think it's more of a case of, hey, the Chiefs would have been fine with Thielen, but not at the price point that Thielen was looking for. And we give Thielen a lot of poop for going to the Panthers and say it's like, hey, I came here to win a Super Bowl. Obviously, that's BS. He went there to get targets in catch-up mode, which he accomplished last year. Had a 1,000-yard season, 100 catches, etc. And also, he got paid by the Panthers. Like, put his agent Blake Barrett's in the Hall of Fame alongside Mike McCartney, who is a financial gangster for Kirk Cousins. Like, Thielen, at 34 years old, got 2 years of guaranteed money from the Panthers. It's just amazing, man. But let's call a spade. Like, can Thielen just please come out and say, like, hey, I went to the Panthers because the weather's good, I can golf you around, and also I got money. That's it, man. That's it. Because, I mean, of course the Chiefs would have wanted Thielen if he would have signed for the league minimum, but that wasn't going to happen. So, I don't know. Like, it's a spot where, at the end of the day, like, Thielen could have a Super Bowl ring right now. Thielen may have been like Super Bowl MVP. You never know. You never know, man. But I don't know. Like, at least those checks from David Tepper clear. I don't know. So there you go. Lastly, so since we're South Metro people, obviously we take the kids to the Minnesota Zoo. We get an annual membership there. It's fantastic. And I love the Minnesota Zoo because it's set up very well. Well, actually, so the wife loves the Minnesota Zoo because it's set up really well because she likes taking the kids there and putting them in like the... Also, I have a gripe with like how some of the strollers nowadays like cost more than my first car, which was like a 95 Chevy Corsica. It was gray on the outside, red interior, baby. Let's go, man. But so some of these strollers are insane, but the wife likes to take the kids to the zoo during the summer, midweek when they don't have an event or something, just to get steps in, and also like the treetop trail is great. But so we went up to the Como Zoo on Friday, and so I've been to the Como Zoo once when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I got lost at the Como Zoo. I think that's the story that was relayed to me. It was either that or the State Fair or both. I don't know. It could have been both, but it was kind of great. So the Como Zoo is awesome because it's got different animals. So it had like giraffes and stuff. Had a silverback gorilla, which I identify with a lot. So the kids enjoyed it. Also, the conservatory, fantastic, glorious, love it, man. People should get married there. It's good times. But my only knock against the Como Zoo. So I like that it's. I like that it's free will donation. So we made sure to chip in because it's good to support public stuff like this. But you could sort of tell that this used to be a much smaller zoo. Well, it's still pretty small, right? But you could tell like it used to be a lot smaller. And when they add things on, like they don't take into account like strollers or like foot traffic, because the Minnesota Zoo is really set up well in terms of UI UX, the personal experience of just like walking and flow. Like the Como Zoo, there's so many places that are just stairs. Like there isn't an elevator, there isn't ramp. You have to go around to one of the other sides. There's a lot of dead ends, and it just isn't made for like a crowd either. And also the giant like frickin' World War I tank bulldozer tractor with treads strollers that everyone has nowadays. But other than that, like kids had a great time. So there you go. Anyways, that said, enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourself. Take care of the ones you loved. Tell them that you love them too, by the way. There you go. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.